What is up, everybody, NC?
JCN.
We got a brand new show for you guys. This one is called Fixing the Past. It's kind of like Fix This, but instead of fixing a present wrestler, we take a look at a past event and attempt to fix it. And this one is going to be ECW One Night Stand 2005. We figured with it being, this is Extreme Week Part 2, we figured might as well whip out an old ECW show and kind of fix it up, but especially one that's under the WWE umbrella, so it's bound to fucking suck. Yeah. So we're going to take a look at ECW One Night Stand 2005. I know a lot of you have fond memories of that show. I watched it today. I was not too fond of it at all. Yeah. And we're going to talk about what we can do to fix it. Now, first off, they had Joey Styles come out and get all emotional like a little bitch and start crying and shit. We don't need to see any fucking emotional moments on an ECW show. This isn't about fucking crying, okay? No. This is about watching boobs and blood. Yes. That's what it's all about, okay? So, first off, they had him come out crying and shit, and then they had Mick Foley come out. Now, instead of having Mick Foley come out, you have Mick Foley walk down the aisle, but then all of a sudden you have New Jack come out from behind and stab him in the head with a fork and say, "Fuck that motherfucker. He ain't gonna be the commentator. I'm gonna be the commentator for tonight." So you have New Jack and Joey Styles calling the whole night. Because, seriously, Mick Foley fucking sucked at the commentary table. Yeah. He was awful. So I want somebody with some juice, some pizzazz. I'm gonna go with New Jack. Gets even better. What's the first match of the card?
Okay, so the first match of the card was Jericho versus Lance Storm.
Okay, so we got Chris Jericho versus Lance Storm. And what we're going to do for this is we're going to do a random WCW, ECW tie-in that most people have never thought about, but we're going to go ahead and just do it. We're going to have Kevin Nash and Scott Hall come down to the ring and powerbomb both of them, call them jabronis, and walk out.
Cool.
That's it.
Yeah, hey, better than the actual match.
Yeah.
All right, so the next match was, before that, WWE arrived.
Okay, so they had the SmackDown crew arriving with JBL and all that, and they were shown arriving into the arena, and the crowd was going ape shit. That was cool, at least. I'll give them that. Yeah. Not really necessary, but we can tie it in. So go ahead and go to the next match.
All right, so the next match was Super Crazy versus Lil Guido versus Tajiri.
Way too many fucking people, dude.
Yeah.
They had their entourages with them and shit. And it was way too much nostalgia jack-off shit. Mm-hmm. That's one thing I really hate is whether it be a wrestling company, a YouTube or whatever, when you go to nostalgia jack-offs, you done run out of content. Yeah. And you could tell at this point that they were just going for the nostalgia jerk-offs, and it was just pissing me off. I would have, if anything, if you're going to have like a three-way dance, have it start wrestling, they're wrestling, they're having a good time and all that. And then all of a sudden, the lights go out and you have Chainsaw Charlie in the ring. And he literally goes after them with a chainsaw.
Cool.
And that would end that match.
But actually gets them with a chainsaw.
Oh, he would definitely be cutting people with chainsaws.
I like that.
Yes.
The other thing that could have worked, give New Jack a shotgun, and if the match goes on too long, fuck that motherfucker. Fuck that motherfucker.
Motherfucker, I used to practice on duck hunt and eat peanuts. I am motherfucking scared of this shit. Oh, God, you're going to get the cops called on us. All right, so that was the end to that dreadful match. Bang, boom, done.
Yeah.
What we got up next?
All right, so the next match was Rey Mysterio versus Psychosis.
Fuck that lucha jobber bullshit. We've already seen enough flip-flop, 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 flip-flop. So I just say, let's just have La Parka come out and just beat him up with the chair. Is every match going to end with a run and a beatdown? Yes.
Yeah, that's what wrestling should be.
Every match is going to end with a run-in and a beatdown. So La Parka, the chairman of WCW, is going to come in and just beat the shit out of both of them.
But it's a chair wrapped in barbed wire lit on fire.
Yes.
In typical ECW fashion.
Yes.
It's not ECW without something being wrapped in barbed wire and lit on fire.
Yes.
It's just, it's the rules, okay?
It has to be.
It's the rules of ECW.
Yes. And after that, I want to say, didn't Rob Van Dam come out?
Yep.
Okay, so RVD came out, he kind of spirited promo for the crowd, they're all clapping his shit, and it went on 15 minutes. Okay, RVD has always been an okay talker. I do not want to see him talk for 15 minutes. When you're the better Matt Riddle and you're forced to talk for 15 minutes, that's awful. Terrible. And he was just bragging too. They never let me talk in WWE. I mean, look how great of a talker I am.
Yeah.
They pretty much only had me say cool and whatever. I actually have a vocabulary now.
They should have slowly turned his microphone down as they played that song they play at the Academy Awards. Yeah. And then a giant hook comes out and just yanks him off the fucking ring. They should have done that.
They should have cut that whole entire stupid injury speech by at least like 10 minutes. It was way too fucking long. And what they should have done is they should have had Rhino come out and just beat the shit out of him right away. Like right away.
Yes.
Now, Rhino versus Sabu, that's the one match I will not fuck with.
No.
That was fine the way it is. I enjoyed it. It was cool. And what do we got next?
All right, so what happened next was the match between Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero.
Okay, we don't need to see no work rate bullshit. You can totally tell already that the show was probably produced by Triple H and Michael Hayes. It has their fingerprints all fucking over it.
I go out there and wrestle for 10 hours.
We're gonna have wrestling at a wrestling show.
You know how you know you had a good match and you died in the ring from exhaustion and dehydration.
That's how the champs are made. So, yeah, I'm taking this as probably a Triple H show. I'm really surprised he didn't jerk off his ego and show off on the show. I am totally surprised he didn't.
Which doesn't make any sense to me because he was a big star back then.
Right.
He was the champion, a multiple-time champion. Why not appear on the show?
Did not make sense.
Wasn't he on the SmackDown brand in 2005?
I don't remember, but all I can say is that it really shocked me that he did not come out and at least call it like a bingo hall jabroni company.
Yeah, go out there and insult it.
At the very least, I've totally figured that would have been Triple H's MO. But I digress. Let's get back to this subpar card that we're having to fix.
All right, so then after that Benoit Guerrero match.
Okay, so we got to talk about how we would fix Benoit and Guerrero. Okay.
I have an idea.
All right, I got one after you. Go.
Okay, what they do is they take a giant grand piano and drop it on both the guys. and then play like goofy clown music.
Not a bad idea. I was personally thinking that you could have, while they're wrestling, have Kevin Sullivan come out with Nancy and he's got her on a chain with a ball and a gag in her mouth and just periodically just shocks her with the cattle prod. If you really want to make things spicy.
Yes, they could do that. They could also have Chainsaw Charlie, a.k.a. Terry Funk, high on PCP with a chainsaw.
A real chainsaw.
Running down to the ring to try and kill them. And they're trying to run for their lives. See, this show could have been good.
Right.
But no. They had to have nothing but matches, like they always do.
And there was no promos. Like, I wanted to see, like, at least one egotistical Shane Douglas promo where he shoots on Ric Flair, calling him Dick Flair, where he shoots on WWE, shoots on Vince McMahon, shoots on Triple H. They should have had something like that on the show. It'd been dope. Or, if anything, have one of Raven's promos that he tells, you know, when he's on top of a roof.
Dick Hair ain't what he used to be.
I mean, you could have had so much more with the show. It was just matches. For the sake of matches.
Well, and nothing even happening in the back.
Yeah, nothing.
It was just matches in the ring.
Yeah. The one moment where something happened in the back is where they dragged Eric Bischoff out of the ring and they put him in like a production truck.
That was okay.
He's okay.
He's okay.
So carry on with this.
So what happened next was Paul Heyman came out and was blabbering like a walrus high on crack.
I didn't think that a pile of mashed potatoes could cry, but somehow it found a way to cry.
Honestly, he hasn't changed at all. It's the same shit.
He's still a fat pile of mashed potatoes in a business suit.
Basically, the only thing I can remember was when he said to Edge, I got
and even Edge was like, that's three.
That's three.
And he was just going off on JBL, going off on Edge, and we're just like, really? That's the hardest you can go? Come on, Paul.
Yeah, Paul Heyman even back then sounded like he was trying to talk underwater. That's what it sounded like.
It's like when you go to SeaWorld and you give the walrus too many sardines to eat.
And he did kind of sound like a barking dog. I mean, gotta say. But it was devoid of any entertainment. It was just...
Now, how can we spice that up? I'm thinking we have Chainsaw Charlie come out.
Yes, that is the answer to all problems in life. Terry Funk high on PCP with a chainsaw. That solves every issue. Yeah, hey, is the economy down? That will solve it. That's what we could have done. We could have had Chainsaw Charlie high on PCP chasing Paul Heyman out of the ring.
Or kill Paul Heyman, you never know.
Hey, it would have saved us many, many, many horrible, boring Brock Lesnar promos.
Kayfabe kill, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Kayfabe kill.
Air quotes. We don't mean it. We're just saying... Well, they could have staged it.
Or, you know what? You want to get extreme.
Yeah.
Being this is ECW after all. We can reenact when Tommy Dreamer was about to hop over the guardrail and kill Paul Heyman. And then have, like, the wrestlers, like, stop him. He's got, like, a butcher knife. He's this close from killing Paul Heyman. And then yank him.
Right at the end of that, Paul Heyman is in the ring. Giant grand piano drops on Paul Heyman.
I love it.
We got a lot of good stuff. A lot of good ideas for the show. Could have been a lot better than what it was. All right, we got to talk about the Mike Awesome versus Masato Tanaka match.
That was okay.
It was okay.
It could have been more violent. I think they could have had like a tank of piranhas at ringside.
Yeah.
Had some cattle prods.
Not only that, but there was not enough German suplexes on the concrete.
You know what? I didn't see Mike Awesome's brain leaking out of his ear, so I'm not satisfied.
No. Send in Chainsaw Charlie.
It's almost like the 3-minute warning. Not violent enough. Chainsaw Charlie.
Send it in. Hey, they could use it now. Hey, if Raw's getting a little boring, send in Terry Funk high on PCP with the chainsaw.
The Raw roster would be dead by the end of the night. Is this a wrestling program or a shitty horror movie?
Now,
what am I watching here?
It would be hysterical if they did that with Carmella. With her screaming around the ring.
Just a 3-hour show of him chasing her through the building. Just somebody just clip all that shit out, clip out all the boring wrestling matches, piece that together, you can have your own WWE Studios movie.
He's just stalking people like an arena with a chainsaw.
The stalking of Carmella.
His eyes are bloodshot. He's gibbering to himself. Could do stuff. So with this Mike Awesome versus Masato Tanaka match, Chainsaw Charlie, high on PCP.
Either that, or let's bring out the tank of piranhas. Well, and let's also throw on some electric eels in the water, too.
Hey, since Tanaka's from Japan, what about samurai swords?
Samurai swords underwater inside a piranha tank. I love it. Okay. Yes. Piranha tank samurai sword match. Beautiful.
Damn. Okay. Samurai piranha match. There you go. Hey. Hey, this show's getting better already.
It is fantastic.
A lot better. Way better than what they had come up with.
Seriously.
All right, so the final match was the Dudleys versus
Sandman and Tommy Dreamer.
Yes.
It was a violent match.
But forgettable.
Forgettable and way too fucking long.
Yeah.
We don't need 20 minutes of jerk-off bullshit. We don't need that. If anything, it should have been Chainsaw Charlie coming out with the chainsaw, and it should have been Cactus Jack coming out with the cactus, and him fucking Tommy Dreamer up the ass with the cactus. That would have been the best way to go about it. And then at the very end, it's Cactus Jack in the ring with Chainsaw Charlie, and Chainsaw Charlie cuts him up.
Yeah, and they fight to the death, all three of them.
That's what it should be. It should be Thunderdome, and at the very end, it's like the very first ECW pay-per-view. Terry Funk holds up the ECW championship. Okay, so at the very end of the show, Stone Cold came out and drank beers with Sandman. I think they fucked up right there.
Yeah.
It should have, like, Sandman being like, okay, I'll drink beers with you. And then he cracks him over the head with the Singapore cane and just beats the shit out of him. And then people are like, what the fuck? And he gets on the mic and says, you stole my gimmick, you fucking punk. And then throws the mic on him and walks out. And that's how you end it ECW style.
Well, I would have one more thing happen.
One more cliffhanger.
Vince McMahon comes strutting down to the ring after all of that carnage and chaos. And he's like, so you like that, huh? Well, you will never see that again, because ECW is dead.
Last show ever.
Last show.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
And then close it out with the red circle around his head, and that's all, folks. So that has been our Fixing the Past on One Night Stand. We have fixed the shit show, and all it took was a 60-year-old man high on PCP with the chainsaw.
Yes, we turned One Night Bland into a good one-night stand.
And see?
JCN.
Peace out.